But boy, it's tough to see video of every single participant in last night's New Orleans, Utah NBA game taking a knee. Even the referees, all on a knee. The league, as you know, kind of shifted from the bubble format they were trying in Orlando. And then, they had their game last night between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Utah Jazz. According to FoxNews.com, players from both teams, as well as the game's referees, made a statement prior to tip-off. During a pre-recorded version of the national anthem, everyone on the court took a knee, while some players locked arms and others raised their fists in the air. Both the Pelicans and the Jazz released statements on the matter. The Pelicans wrote, the New Orleans Pelicans stand by the ideals of freedom of speech and the right to peacefully protest. Collectively with the Utah Jazz, our organization joins the NBA in supporting our players and coaches. The Jazz said, the Utah Jazz are committed to advancing social justice and stand in support of the players, coaches, and staff as they exercise their First Amendment rights, use their voices, their experiences, and their platforms to peacefully express themselves. Now, understand, the NBA has had a rule that goes back to the 80s, early 1980s, that players must stand for the national anthem. But they've waived that in 2020. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said, I respect our team's unified act of peaceful protest for social justice, and under these unique circumstances will not enforce our long-standing rule requiring standing during the playing of our national anthem. Many players wore Black Lives Matter shirts when they warmed up, and they have new jerseys bearing messages that many players added to their jerseys, including equality. Now, the message of racial justice is one that every American should embrace. We should not stand for discrimination, bigotry, hate. No way should 4 police officers be involved in a death of a man like George Floyd. So I ask you this question with great caution. Do you know what the average NBA basketball player makes? I asked my operations manager, Eric Hansen, who follows the NBA. I don't really pay much attention to the NBA. He says even kind of average NBA players make many millions a year. Many millions a year. I think there's a whole bunch of young black kids, white kids, kids of all ethnicities who would just give anything to be good enough to have a career in the NBA. It's a very elite group. And these players decided to intentionally disrespect the national anthem, the flag, and the United States of America because they are demanding equality. And at this point, I don't know what anybody does about it except vote. I don't know how else you respond. And of course, we can all talk about you won't watch the NBA, and incidentally, ratings are going to plummet, I would think, for the NBA. I have to believe a lot of Americans are disgusted by this. But ultimately, the real power lies in the November 3rd election. It all comes back to that.